Chambers was on those 300 television sets. And as is so well detailed, actually, in the article that Wendy wrote and in the ad that I'm so pleased and proud Channel 5 took out, what we all do to a large degree is what Stan Chambers has done, and done so well, not just longer than anybody else, that's no big deal, better than anybody else, and that's the big deal. Thank you. Let me, if you don't mind, show you on these nice video screens here a little bit more about the man we already all know and love so much. Look at this about Stan Chambers.
In 1947, there were just a handful of television sets in Los Angeles. And on December 1st of that year, a young and eager radio reporter joined the staff of KTLA. His name was Stan Chambers, and 62 years later, his remarkable career is still a work in progress. Born in Los Angeles, Stan attended Loyola High School and then USC. After serving in the Navy in World War II, he completed his studies at SC and then signed on to Channel 5. In those days, television programming was a hodgepodge of live entertainment, infomercials, sports, and a little bit of news.
Let's see. You want me to tell what's in the MTV?
That's right.
Well?
I was in the can tell.
That's good.
I know you've been waiting for 20 minutes or so, but please pardon. Our chef insists that everything be cooked to the perfect perfection.
But Stan really made his mark in this market in 1949. He became a household name as he reported for 27 straight hours as authorities tried in vain to rescue 3.5-year-old Kathy Fiscus, who had fallen into a teeth well. During his remarkable career, he's been eyewitness to every major story in Southern California, including the Bel Air fire, the Watts riots,
It was my understanding that the National Guard was there.
and Robert Kennedy's assassination.
The latest word received from Frank Mankiewicz, the press secretary of Senator Kennedy, is that his condition is very critical.
In 1961, Stan Chambers hosted the first local morning newscast, AM LA. In '86, he went to Moscow to cover the Goodwill Games. And when Pope John Paul visited LA, Stan was as close as any reporter could get.
Mr. Stan Chambers!
Stan got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1987, and that same year, he rode on the USC float in the Rose Parade.
Stephanie and Bob, really, this is the way you should enjoy the parade!
And to this day, when news breaks, the dean of all LA reporters, Stan Chambers, is there.
Stan Chambers for Channel 5.
As you can see, this is first and foremost a people business. You know, stations always talk about their gadgets and their Doppler this and all that. That doesn't really matter. What really matters is what you just saw, and it is the greatest pleasure and the greatest pride that all of us at Channel 5, every single day. I say good morning to Stan Chambers a little after 10 when we're done with the morning show. And there is no greater motivation or inspiration or reason to do what we do than to be able to refer to him as our colleague, our mentor, absolutely our inspiration, and as importantly, our friend. The Good News Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Stan Chambers.
What an emotional moment. What a great feeling to be up here and get those salutations and songs of love from you. I really, really appreciate it. It's a bit overwhelming. I've got to gulp a couple of times before I speak. But thank you so much. I just have to mention briefly that I was lucky enough to spend 62 years at KTLA. continue to go there every single day and work on my projects. It's been a wonderful place. It's a great family institution. And they all love the news. We just happen to be the first place to have a helicopter in the sky, to have live cameras on news stories, to cover all the big breaking stories since the late 40s, early 50s. And by being there and being a part of it, greatest feeling that you could possibly have. And then to stand here and hear you give me this wonderful, wonderful appreciation is just overwhelming. I don't want to talk long. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.